Roar! Welcome to Live at the Lab, number 5. I believe this is number 5. Well, we have an exciting thing. We have a big Shakespeare show to show for you tonight. Much Ado About Nothing. So the gist was we had so much interest after the first Shakespeare that we did that we decided we'd let everybody in. So we got a big group of people, and we had with Amy and her husband Joel. They had kind of picked at another show, Much Ado, and then we picked a couple of leads, and they were kind of the heads for these groups that we then split the big party up. And so everybody was able to do the entire show. They recorded the entire show, but then they also specially recorded just one bit or a couple of bits that we've then smashed up tonight so that everybody is shown this evening, and we have one big Shakespeare mega mix, as it were. So we need a Shakespeare mega mix where we have like all the shows smashed together all at once. Has somebody done that? I bet you somebody's done it. But I don't. That's not tonight. Tonight is Much Ado About Nothing. It's a silly show. Amy is going to talk to us at the beginning of our piece here. First, I am going to push to get you in the chat. Sign up with your Google. Go to YouTube Live. Like, make a YouTube Live account. Just open it up with the Google. Whatever it tells you to do, just do it. And then jump on in the chat so you can type and say how funny people are. And it'll be fantastic. Tonight is Much Ado About Nothing. Next week is The Brothers Grimm from 2011. That is the last show of the first season. I was here. It's fantastic. It's about it's a musical written by local people, and we put it on, and what do I have to say? It's Grimm's Fairy Tales. It's fantastic. Long time ago now, so many of those people have grown up and moved on. Luke Reber was one of the leads, and he was just a lead in Newsies. So, like, you can kind of see how people have grown and where people have gone and see old faces in a new light. And then May 15th is the group E Cabaret, so that's 3 or more people in a group. Send us your things. It doesn't matter if you edit it together. Maybe you got an awesome idea on how you want to put it together. Then do your group thing, or all sing the same song and send us it together, and just make sure that we have your music so that we can put your singing with the music. Make sure you're wearing headphones, and the sounds needs to be your singing needs to be separate from the music track. That way, there's no like super interference or weird goofy things going on. We'll edit it together and make you sound so sweet and so excellent. Yadira, she might even be in the chat. Yes, she is. Yadira's doing the editing. So if you'd like more info, Yadira just threw it in the chat. So even if you're not participating in it, I think you can still see the chat. But go to greattheater.org/virtuallab and find out all about what we're doing coming up here. And so I think, without further ado, ooh, it's steamy. Ow, that, warm. Much Ado.
My name is Amy Myron. Welcome to the viewing party for Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing. Before we get started on our feature presentation tonight, I want to tell you a little bit about this project. This show has 30 volunteer actors divided into 3 separate casts, each cast led and directed by an avowed Shakespeare devotee. In rehearsals over the past 2 weeks, the casts have explored and produced their own unique tellings of the tale. To celebrate their unique interpretations of this story and to give you the full telling of the story, we have created what we're calling the final cut. It's an edited version of the story wherein each cast takes an act or two to perform for you. So you'll see 3 different Beatrices, 3 different Benedicks, and so on as each cast tells 1 or 2 acts from the show. I want to give a big thank you to the folks over at Great for their support of this project, and also an especially big round of applause for our directing triumvirate, Abby, Matt, and Jeremy. Their passion for this project is really the heart and soul of the project. So Much Ado About Nothing. It's ribald. It's scandalous. It's heart-wrenching. It's sweet. It's wicked. It's a comedy. Without any further ado, Much Ado About Nothing.
Leonato, Lord of Messina, is at home with his daughter Hero and niece Beatrice. They welcome Don Pedro, the Prince of Aragon. Don Pedro and his lieutenants, Benedick and Claudio, are returning victorious from war. Also with them is Don Pedro's bastard half-brother, Don John.
I learn in this letter that Don Pedro, Prince of Aragon, comes this night to Messina.
He is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
Oh, how many gentlemen have you lost in this battle?
But few of any sort, and none of name.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers.
Well, I find here that Don Pedro has bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part. He has borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion.
I pray you, is Signor Montanto returned from the wars or no?
I know of none of that name, lady.
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he's returned, and as valiant as ever.
How many has he killed in these wars? For indeed, I promise to eat all the men he killed.
He has done good service, lady, in these wars.
You had moldy victual and he helped you to eat it. He is a very valiant trencherman. He has an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
A good soldier to a lady, but what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtue.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man. But as for the stuffing...
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There's a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedick and her. Why, they never meet, yet there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went limping off, and now he is the whole man governed with 1. Who is his companion now? He has every month a new sworn brother.
I see, lady, the gentleman is not in your books?
No, and if he were, I'll burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion? Is there no young squire now that will make a voyage with him to the devil?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. God help the noble Claudio. If he has caught the Benedick, it will cost him 1,000 pound ere he be cured.
I will stay friends with you, lady.
Too, good friend.
Don Pedro is coming.
Good Signor Leonato, are you come to avoid trouble? The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace.
You embrace your task too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Oh, her mother has told me many times so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
No, not in doubt for you, Signor Benedict, no. When she was born, you were but a child.
Truly, the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like your honorable father.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all of Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedick. Nobody marks you.
What, my lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die when she has such meat food to feed her, Signor Benedick?
It is certain that I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I would I could find that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. I thank God and my cold blood that I am of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your lady in that mind, so some gentleman or another will escape a scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse if it were such a face as yours.
Oh, well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue and was as tireless, but keep your way, in God's name, I am done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
Signor Claudio and Signor Benedick, my dear friend Leonato has invited you all to stay.
And let me bid you welcome, my lord. Now you are reconciled to the prince, your brother. I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Well, please it be your grace to lead on.
Your hand, Leonato. We will go together.
Benedick, did you note the daughter, Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young woman?
Why, faith, methinks she is too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that were she other than she is, she'd be unhandsome. And being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
You think I am in sport? I pray you, tell me truly if you like her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and a case for it to put it in too.
And to mine eye, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. Now her cousin, if she were not possessed with a fury, exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May does the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband on, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, if you were to be my wife.
Has it come to this? Shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again? Oh, look, Don Pedro has returned to seek you.
What secret has held you here, that you followed not to Leonato's?
Oh, I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
Oh, I charge thee on thy allegiance.
Oh, you hear that, Claudio? I can be as secret as a dumb man, but on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance, he is in love. Oh, with who? Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
Amen, if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will have 2 horns fixed to my forehead, or hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me, because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none.
I shall see thee ere I die, look pale with love.
Oh, with anger, with sickness, with hunger, my lord, but not with love.
Well, you may soften with time. In the meanwhile, Signor good Benedick, repair to Leonato's. Commend me to him, and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he has made great preparation.
I have almost matter enough in me for such an embassage.
My liege, your highness now may do me good. Has Leonato any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She's his only heir. Do you love her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord. When we went outward on this ended battle, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye. But now, I am returned, and those war thoughts have left their places vacant. In the rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is.
You will be like a lover presently, and tire the hearer with a book of words. If you do love the fair Hero, cherish it. And I will speak with her and her father, and you shall have her.
What's the good year, my lord? Why are you so out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore, there is no limit in my sadness.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests. Eat when I have stomach, and wait for no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor.
You have of late rebelled against your brother, but he has taken you into his good grace.
I had rather be a canker in his hedge than a rose in his grace. And it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. In this, though I cannot be said to be a flattering honest man, I must be denied, but I am plainly a villain. I am trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a cage.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only.
I can give you intelligence. I can give you an intended marriage.
Will it serve any model to build mischief upon?
Mary, it is your brother's right hands.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire, and which way looks he?
Mary, on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato.
A very forward spring chick. Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup has all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I can bless him every way.
Claudio and Hero become engaged, and Leonato sets the wedding date for a week later. To fill the time, Don Pedro ropes the others into a conspiracy to trick Beatrice and Benedick into falling in love with each other. Meanwhile, Don John and his friend Conrad brew up a conspiracy of their own.
Was not Count John here at supper?
I saw him not.
How tart that gentleman looks. I never can see him, but I am heartburned an hour after. He were an excellent man that were made just in the midway between him and Benedick. The one is too like an image and says nothing, and the other too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
Then half Signor Benedick's tongue in Don John's mouth, and half Count John's melancholy in Signor Benedick's face.
Oh, with a nice leg and a good foot and money enough in his purse.
Why, such a man would win any woman in the world.
By my troth, niece, you will never get a husband if you are so shrewd of tongue.
True, God has sent me no husband, for the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I had rather lie in the woolen.
You may light on a husband that has no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman. He that has a beard is more than a youth, and he that has no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him. And so is said, of spinsters I will lead apes into hell.
What then, go you into hell?
No, but to the gate, and there will the devil meet me like an old cuckold with horns on his head and say, Get you to heaven, Beatrice, get you to heaven. Here's no place for maids. So I deliver up my apes and away to St. Peter. At heaven's gate he will show me where the bachelors sit, and there live we as merry as the day is long.
Well, daughter, I trust you will be ruled by me.
Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Father, as it please you. But yet for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, Father, as it please me.
The revelers are entering. We'd best make good room.
Gentles, all good even. Claudio, I have wooed in your name, and fair hero is won. I have spoken with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of the marriage, and God give thee joy.
Claudio, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Oh, silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let him speak neither.
Faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yes, my lord, I thank it. It keeps on the windy side of care. Ah, my cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she does, cousin.
Good Lord for alliance. Thus goes everyone to the world but I, and I am sunburned. I may sit in a corner and cry, Hi-ho for a husband.
Oh, Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I would rather have one of your father's getting. Has his grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands, if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord, unless I may have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace, pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
To be merry best becomes you, for out of courson you were born in a merry hour.
Not sure, my lord, my mother cried. But then there was a star danced, and under that was I born. Cousins, God give you joy.
Niece, will you look to those things I told you of?
I cry you mercy, uncle, by your grace's pardon.
Come, Claudio, when you mean to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love has all his rights.
Not till Monday, which is hence just a 7 night.
Oh, come, you shake your head at so long a breathing, but I warrant thee, Claudio, the time shall not go duly by us. I will, in the interim, undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Signor Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have a match, but I doubt not but to fashion it, if you three will but minister such assistance as I shall give you direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' sleep.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the unhopefulest husband that I know. I will teach you how to humor your cousin, that she shall fall in love with Benedict. And I, with your two helps, will so practice on Benedict that despite his quick wit and his queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, and we are the love gods.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonato.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicine to me. I am sick of her displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart of his affection ranges evenly with mine. How can you cross this marriage?
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out at her lady's chamber window.
Well, what life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
Go you to the prince, your brother. Spare not to tell them that he has wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio to a contaminated whore, such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I have of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero, and to kill Leonato. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them. I will endeavor anything.
Go then. Find me a meet hour to draw Don Pedro and Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. Oh, they will scarcely believe this without trial. Offer them instances which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret Hero, and hear Margaret term me Claudio. And there shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Be cunning in this, and your fee be 1,000 ducats.
Oh!
I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the arrogant of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife, and now he had rather hear the tabor and the pipe. I have known when he would walk 10 miles afoot to see a good armor, and now he will lie 10 nights wake, carving the fashion of a new doublet.
He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier, and now he has turned to orthography. May I be so converted and to see with those eyes? I think not. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman, one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich shall she be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll ever cheapen her. Fair, or I'll ever look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not I for an angel of good discourse. An excellent musician, and her hair shall be of what color it please God. Ha! The prince monsieur love, I will hide in the arbor.
Come, shall we hear this music?
Yea, my good lord, how still the evening is, as hushed as on purpose to grace harmony.
See you where Benedict has hid himself.
Very well, my lord.
I pray thee, Leonato, get us some excellent music, for tomorrow night we should sing it beneath Lady Hero's chamber window.
Oh, the best I can, my lord.
What was it you told me of today, that your niece Beatrice was in love with Senior Benedict?
Oh, I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedick, whom she has in all outward behavior seemed ever to abhor.
Is it possible? Sits the wind in this corner?
By my troth, my lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection that is past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she does but counterfeit.
Faith, like enough.
Oh God, counterfeit. There was never counterfeit of passion that came so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why do effects of passion show she?
What effects, my lord? Well, what effects? She will sit you. You have heard my daughter tell you so.
Oh, she did, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
How, I pray you? You amaze me. I would have thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
Should I think this is a gull, but that the ancient fellow speaks it? Knavery cannot sure hide himself in such reverence.
Has she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, and swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed. So your daughter says, shall I, says she, that have so oft encountered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
This, says she, when she begins to write to him, for she'll be up 20 times a night, and there will she sit in her smock till she have writ a sheet of paper, my daughter tells me. Then she tears the letter into 1,000 pieces, rails at herself that she should be so immodest as to write to one that she knows would scorn her. I measure him, says she, by my own spirit, for I would scorn him if he wrote to me. Yea, though I love him, I would.
Then down upon her knees she falls. She weeps. She sobs. She beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedick! Oh, God, give me patience.
It is very true.
If it were good that Benedict knew of it by some other, I mean, if she will not reveal it.
To what end? He would only make sport of it and torment the poor lady worse.
She's an excellent, sweet lady, and out of all suspicion, she is virtuous.
And she is exceeding wise.
In everything but loving Benedick.
I am sorry for her, as I've just caused, being her uncle and guardian.
Hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die if he love her not, and she will die ere she make her love known.
Well, we will hear further of it by your daughter. Let it cool the while. I love Benedict well, and I could wish he would modestly examine himself to see how much he is unworthy of such a good lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
If he do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
Let there be the same net spread for her, and that must your daughter and her gentlewoman carry. Let us send her to call him to dinner.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero? They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent and love me? Why? It must be requited. Oh, but I hear how I am censored. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive any love come from her. They say too that I'd rather die than show her any sign of affection. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that hear their detractions and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis truth, I can bear them witness. And virtuous 'tis so, I cannot reprove it, and wise. But for loving me, by my troth, it is no addition to her wit, no great argument of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me because I have railed so long against marriage, but doth not the appetite alter? A man loves the meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences and these paper bullets of the brain cause a man a career from his humor? No! The world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Oh, here comes Beatrice. By this day she is a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those things than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure, then, in the message?
Yes, just so much as you may take upon a knife's point. You have no stomach, senor? Fare you well.
Ha! Against my will, I am sent to bid you come into dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no pains for those thanks, then you took pains to thank me. That's so much to say as any pains that I take for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not take pity on her, I am a villain. If I do not love her, I am a fool. I will go get her picture.
The twin conspiracies click into place. Meanwhile, we meet Dogberry and Verges, the captain and constable of the City Watch, respectively.
Now, Margaret, when Beatrice does come as we walk this garden up and down, our talk must only be of Benedick. When I do name him, let it be your part to praise him more than ever man did merit. Now begin. No, truly, Margaret, Beatrice is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
But are you so sure that Benedick loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my beloved lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They entreated me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them. if they loved Benedick, to wish him wrestle with affection and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you do so? Does not the gentleman deserve as full as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love! I know he does deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. She cannot love, nor take any shape or project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so, and therefore certainly it were not good that she knew his love, lest she make sport at it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw man how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backward. If fair-faced, she would swear the gentleman should be her sister. If tall, a lance ill-headed. If speaking, why a vein blown with all winds. If silent, why a block moved with none.
Sure, such carping is not commendable.
But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air and press me to death with wit. Therefore, let Benedick, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It were a better death than to die with mocks, which is as bad as to die with tickling.
Yet, tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, rather I will go to Benedick and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly, I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. You do not know how much an ill will can empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she has prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedick.
He is the only man of Italy, always excluding my dear Claudio.
When are you married, madam?
Why, tomorrow, then every day. Come, go in. I'll show you some dresses and have your counsel as to which will be the best to furnish me tomorrow.
What fire is in my ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? A contempt farewell, and made in pride adieu. And Benedick, love on. I will requite you, taming my wild heart to your loving hand.
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
So say I, methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
There's no true drop of blood in him be truly touched with love. If he looks sad, he wants money.
Well, if he be not in love with some woman, there's no believing old signs. He brushes his hat in the morning. What should that bode?
Has any man seen him at the barber's?
No buts. The barber's man has been seen with him.
Nay, he rubs himself with civet. Can you smell him out by that?
That's as much to say, the sweet youth's in love.
The greatest note of it is in his melancholy.
And when was he known to wash his face? Conclude he is in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
Old Signor, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak to you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
For my life, to speak with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Margaret have by this played their parts with Beatrice. And then the two bears will not bite one another when they meet.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good evening, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private.
Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow?
You know he does.
I know not that, when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you reveal it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and think better of me by what I will now manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart has helped to effect your ensuing marriage. Surely, suit ill spent and labor ill bestowed.
Why, what's the matter?
The lady is disloyal.
Oh, hero?
Even she, Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
Think you a worse title, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not till further warrant. Go with me tonight. You shall see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day.
If this be so.
I will not think it.
If you will follow me, I will show you enough.
If I see anything by tonight, why, I should not marry her. There, in the congregation where we should wed, there will I shame her.
Oh, day untowardly turned.
Oh, mischief, strangely thwarting.
Oh, plague right well prevented. So you will say when you have seen what follows.
Are you a good man and true?
Yea, or else it were pity if I should suffer salvation.
Nay, heaven's too good a punishment for you, if you should have any allegiance in you, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give me my charge.
You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of the watch. Therefore, bear you the lantern. This is your charge. You shall comprehend all vagrant men and bid them stand in the prince's name.
But what if he will not stand?
Why then, take no note of him. If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is not one of the prince's subjects. You shall make no noise in the streets, for the watch to talk and babble is most tolerable and not to be endured.
I would rather sleep than talk. I know what belongs to the watch.
You are to call at all the alehouses and bid those that are drunk to get them to bed.
How if they will not?
Why then, let them alone until they are sober. If they make you not a better answer, you may say they are not the men you took them for. And if you hear a child cry in the night, you must call the nurse and bid her still it.
But how if the nurse be asleep and will not hear us?
Why then, depart in peace and let the child wake her with crying. This is the end of the charge.
Well, I hear my charge. Let me sit here upon the church bench till 2, and then all to bed.
One more word, honest neighbor. I prayed you watch about Signor Leonato's door, for the wedding being there tomorrow. There's a great coil tonight. Adieu, be vegetant, I beseech you.
My lord.
Peace, stir not.
Here, man, I am at your elbow. Forward with your tale.
I have earned your 1,000 ducats.
I know that deformed. He has been a vile thief for 7 years. He goes up and down like a gentleman. I remember his name.
Did you not hear somebody?
No, 'twas the vein on the house. Know that I have tonight wooed Margaret, the lady hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. She leans me out of her mistress's chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night.
I saw it, and the Prince Claudio and I, planted and placed and possessed, saw afar off in the orchard that amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was Hero.
Aye, they did. Partly by my oaths, which first possessed them, partly by the dark night, which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander that I had made. Away went Claudio enraged, swore he would meet her as he was appointed next morning at the temple, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her for with what he saw this night, and send her home again without a husband. Here are thy wages.
We charge you in the prince's name. Stand.
Master Constable.
Never speak. We charge you. Let us obey you to go with us.
Good morrow, cousin.
Good morrow, sweet hero.
Oh, how now? Do you speak in the sick tune?
I am out of all other tune, methinks. Oh, 'tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I am exceedingly ill. Hi ho.
For a hawk, a horse, or a husband?
For the letter that begins them all. H.
Well, if you be not turned Turk, there's no more sailing by the stars.
What mean you by this?
Nothing, but God send everyone their heart's desire.
By my troth, I am sick.
Get you some of this distilled Cardus Benedictus and lay it to your heart. It is the only thing for a qualm.
There you prick her with a thistle.
Benedictus? Why Benedictus? You have some moral in this Benedictus?
Moral? I have no moral meaning. I meant only plain, holy thistle. You may think, perchance, that I think you are in love. Nay, byre lady, I am not such a fool to think what I want, nor I want not to think what I can, nor indeed I cannot think, if I would think my heart out of thinking, that you are in love, or that you will be in love, or that you can be in love. Yet Benedick was such another, and now is he become a man. He swore he would never marry, and yet now, in despite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging. And how you may be converted, I know not, but methinks you look with your eyes as other women do.
What pace is this that your tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop.
Ladies, withdraw. The Count, the Prince, Signor Benedick, Don John, and all the gallants of the town will soon be here to fetch us to church.
Well then. Well, that is part our Act 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do a little 3-minute. Let's do a 3-minute. Everybody stand up. Shake it loose. I'm going to shake it with you. Ready? Ready, set. Ready, set. Ready, set. Woo. Go. Okay, you got 3 minutes. Refill your drink. Run to a room in your house that might have water in it. And I will put me on the screen. Yeah, there I am. I'm not just the voice behind the G. Yeah, okay, okay. Let's shake it out. Shake it out. Okay. You can pretend it's like that game on the Xbox, right? Where I do a dance move and then you do a dance move. And then we're like, yeah, fantastic. Way to go. Way to go. You're doing a dance. Woo. Woo. Yeah, that's dancing. It's called dancing. Yeah, right? All right. Yeah, oh, wow. Phew. Anyway, welcome back. This has been awesome Shakespeare. It's been a fun time. What was the second word? There was a second word. I was like, what do they mean by that? There's so many good words. Oh, so much fun goodness. Goodnesses. I hope all of you get to be on stage with us. Don't, if you've been a part of this project, you should never be afraid now to audition. No. You have to now. Yeah, you signed your life away. Now you have to all audition and be in shows. Yes, please. Yes, please. I can promo next week. We've got Brothers Grimm coming up. So that was from 2011. It's a musical about Grimm's fairy tales. They're all kind of mashed up and like, what happens? People don't believe anymore. Actually, I don't remember exactly what the story is. You should tune in and find out. But it was locally written, so that'll be a fun time. We'll watch the video of that from 2011. That is next Friday, the 8th. And then the 15th is the Group E Cabaret. So groups of 3 or more, make your video, sing some songs, send us the video of you singing and a link to the music or the music file itself would be awesome. Or edit it together yourself, and we'll put it on, and that'll be a good sing-along time, because in that situation, if you're not singing along, you're doing it wrong. So that is the upcoming Live at the Lab. There, you threw it in chat. So look at the chat, click on the link, see what we're doing in the future, and get yourself on the internet with us, please. Please, please, please. All right, you got 30 seconds to places. Orthography. Spelling of a language. Which is awesome because at that time there was no spelling. I found out English, as we know it, why we have like I before E, was like some dude was angry at his son for making up how he did things. So he like literally made the book on the English language. And that's why there's rules that aren't really rules. Oh, you're out of time. Time's up. Time to have more ado. There is much more ado to be had here. Are you ready? Are you set? Ado.
The company assembles for the wedding presided over by Leonato. At the watch headquarters, Dogberry and Verges conduct an interrogation.
Come, I shall be brief, and only to the plain form of marriage. You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady?
No.
To be married to her. Yeah. I come here to marry her. Lady, you come hither to be married to this count.
I do.
If either of you knew any inward impediment as to why you should not be conjoined, charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, count?
Will you, with free and unconstrained soul, give this maid your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back, whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you could render her up again.
Sir, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonato, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. Behold, how she like a maid, she blushes here. Oh, what authority and show of truth can cunning sin cover itself withal? Would you not swear, all that see her, that she were a maid by these exterior shows? But she is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What mean you, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to a proven wanton.
Is my lord well that doth speak so wild?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored that have gone about to link my dear friend to a common whore.
Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
Sir, they are spoken, and these things are true.
This looks not like a nuptial.
True. Oh, God!
What man was he? talked with you yesternight out of your window betwixt 12 and 1. Now, if you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why then you are no maiden. Leonato, I am sorry that you must hear. Upon my honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did see her, hear her at that hour last night, talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who hath indeed, most like a liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters that they'd had 1,000 times in secret.
Fare thee well, most foul, most fair. Farewell, thou pure impiety, impious purity. For thee, I'll lock up all the gates of love, and on my eyelids shall conjecture hang, to turn all beauty into thoughts of harm, and never shall it more be gracious.
Has no man's dagger here a point from me?
Why, how now, cousin? Wherefore sink you down?
Come, come, let us go. These things come thus to light, and smother, her spirits are up.
How does the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle.
No fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that may be wished for.
How now, cousin?
Does she wake?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Wherefore? Why doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, hero. Do not open thine eyes. Oh, she has fallen into a pit of ink that the wide sea has drops too few to clean her of.
Oh, my soul, my cousin is belied.
Would the princes lie? And Claudio lie, who loved her so that, speaking of her foulness, washed it with tears? Head from her! Let her die.
Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
I know that do accuse me. I know none.
There is some strange misthought in these men. 2 of them have the very bent of honor, and if their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lives in John the Bastard.
I know not. If they speak but truth of her, these hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall hear of it.
Pause a while, and let me counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here, the princess left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning ostentation, and on your family's old monument hang mournful epitaphs, and do all rites that appertain unto a burial.
What shall this do?
Mary, this, well carried, shall on her behalf change slander to remorse. That is some good. She, dying as it must be so maintained, upon the instant that she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Ah, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. It's not that strange.
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say, I love nothing so well as you.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. In faith I will go.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height of villain, that has slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man, would bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then, with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor, oh God, that I were a man, I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out a window, a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone.
Beatrice, if only.
He is now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice. By this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand. And so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account.
Which be the malefactors?
Mary, that am I.
But which are the offenders that are to be examined?
Oh, yea, Mary, let them come before us.
And, what's your name, friend?
My name is Conrad.
Write down, Conrad. Do you serve God?
Well, yes, sir, I hope.
Write down that he hopes he serves God, but write God first, for God defend, but God should go before such a villain. Now, sir, it is proved already that you are little better than a false knave. How answer you for yourself?
Marry, sir, I say I am none.
Ha ha. Well, stand aside then. Hey, have you written down that they are none?
Well, this man said, sir, that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the Lady Hero wrongfully.
Huh? Flat burglary as ever was committed. Oh, villain, you be condemned into everlasting redemption for this. Now, come, find him.
Oh, away! Away! You are an ass!
You write me down that I am an ass.
An ass!
Ah, again, write me down that I am an ass. Now, be you, villain, you are full of piety, as shall be proved upon you by your good witness.
Leonato confronts Claudio and extracts a kind of justice. Benedick asks for Beatrice's hand, bringing us to the second and final wedding.
Good evening.
Good day to you.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonardo.
No, Claudio, if you have so wronged my innocent child and me that I am forced to lay my reverence by, and with gray hairs and bruise of many days do challenge you to a trial of man. I say you have belied mine innocent child. Your slander hath gone through and through her heart, and she lays buried in ancestors, with her ancestors in a tomb, where never scandal slept, save this of hers, framed by your villainy.
My villainy?
You say not right, old man.
Oh, Lord, I'll prove it on his body if he dare.
Away! I will not have to do with you.
My heart is sorry for your daughter's death. But on my honor, she was charged with nothing but what was true and very full of proof.
My lord?
I will not hear you.
No, I will be heard.
See, here comes the man we went to seek.
What news?
As I am an honest man, he looks pale. Are you sick or angry?
Claudio, you are a villain. I jest not. I will make it good how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest you a coward. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you.
Well, I'll meet you so I may have good cheer.
Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. My lord, for your many courtesies I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your brother, the bastard, is fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady.
How now? One of my brother's men bound. Conrad? Officers, what offense has this man done?
Marry, sir, he has committed false report. Moreover, he has spoken untruths. Secondarily, he slanders. Sixth and lastly, he has belied a lady. Thirdly, he has verified unjust things. To conclude, he is a lying knave.
This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. Conrad, what's your offense?
Do you hear me, and let this count kill me? I have deceived your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing how Don John, your brother, induced me to slander the lady hero, how you were brought into the orchard and saw me court Margaret in hero's garments.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison while he uttered it.
But did my brother set you on to this?
Yea, and paid me richly for the practice of it.
Come, bring away the plaintiff. By this time our watchmen have informed Signor Leonato of the matter. And masters, do not forget to specify when time and place shall serve that I am an ass.
Here! Here comes Master Signor Leonato.
Where is the villain? Let me see his eyes.
If you would know your wronger, look on me.
Are you the slave that with your breath have killed my innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, no, not so, villain. You belie yourself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is fled that had a hand in it. I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death.
I know not how to pray your patience. Impose on me what penance your invention can lay upon my sin.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people in Messina here, how innocent she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang an epitaph upon her tomb and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow, Tomorrow morning, come you to my house, and since you could not be my son-in-law, be it my nephew. My brother hath a daughter, almost the copy of my child that's dead, and she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the hand and the right you should have given her cousin. And so dies my revenge.
Oh, noble sir, your kindness wrings tears from me. I do dispose for henceforth of dear Claudio.
Bring you this fellow on. We'll talk about Margaret and how her acquaintance grew with this lewd fellow.
Sweet Beatrice, would you come when I called you?
Yea, Signor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, but stay till then.
Then is spoken. Fare you well now. And yet, ere I go, let me go with what I came for, which is with knowing what passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss you.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore, I will depart unkissed.
Claudio undergoes my challenge, and either I must shortly hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward. Now, tell me, for which of my bad parts did you first fall in love with me?
For all of them together, which maintain so politic a state of evil that they will not admit any good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love. A good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love you against my will. And now, tell me, how does your cousin?
Very ill.
And how are you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, love me, and mend.
Madam, you must come to your uncle. It is proved my lady hero has been falsely accused, and the prince and Claudio mightily abused. And Don John is the author of all, who has fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you go hear this news?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thine eyes. And moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncle's.
So the prince and Claudio, who accused Hero upon the air, are innocent as well? But Margaret was in on the fault for this, although against her will.
Well, I am glad that all things sort so well.
Yeah.
Sir, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, Signor?
To bind me or undo me, one of them. Truth is, good Signor, your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
What's your will?
This day to be enjoined in the state of honorable marriage.
Oh, my heart is with your liking. Oh, here comes Prince and Claudio.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. Are you yet determined to marry my brother's daughter?
I am.
Call her forth.
Which is the lady I must marry?
Oh, this is she, and I do give you her.
Sweet. Let me see your face.
No, that you shall not, till you take her hand and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand. I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero?
Nothing more certain. One hero died defiled, but I do live.
The former hero that is dead?
She died, my lord, but while her slander lived.
Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do you not love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
Or, why, then your uncle and the prince and Claudio have been deceived. They swore you did.
Do not you love me?
Trust. No more than reason.
Why, then my cousin and Margaret were much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Then you do not love me?
No, truly. But in friendliness.
Come, I am sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her. For here's a paper written in his hand, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another, written my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedick.
A miracle. Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee, but by this light I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace. I will stop your mouth.
Let's have a dance ere we are married, that we may lighten our own hearts.
And our wives' heels. Prince, are you sad? Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife.
Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. One foot in sea and one on shore, to one thing constant never. Then sigh not so, but let them go. And be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey, nonny, nonny.
Yay! Excellent. Excellent. Well done, everybody. Well done. Yay! Much ado about nothing. I'll bile for everybody else. Yes. Excellent. I had very little to do other than be here tonight. So, give claps in the chat. Claps in the chat. Yes. Excellent. Yes. It was so good. So good. So thank you to everybody who was involved. I won't try to list everybody's names because that's not the point. But come back here next week for Grimm's Fairy Tales, a musical extravaganza about Grimm's Fairy Tales. The Brothers Grimm, that's what it was. The Brothers Grimm, locally written and awesome. And then in 2 weeks, we'll have the Group E Cabaret, groups of 3 or more. Make your song, get us your videos and your music kind of separate, or edit the whole thing together and send it to us. But we need groups of 3. We want to get people trying to do stuff with each other so that we're coordinating with each other but not being near each other. So yeah, do it to it. That's live at the lab. We'll see you next time.